Hey Cowboys Nation, it's Alex back again with another big update straight out of Dallas, and before we dive into today's story, I need to ask you something really quick. I see so many of you coming back to watch my videos every single week, and I appreciate you so much, but most of you still aren't subscribed. So if you love the Cowboys and want daily updates, breaking news, and real talk about America's team, make sure to hit that subscribe button right now and join the family, because we're just getting started. All right, let's get into it. Today we're talking about something that has the entire Cowboys community buzzing, and honestly it's one of the biggest concerns coming out of that tough loss to the Ravens. I know losing hurts, but what hurts even more is losing a key player, and that's exactly the conversation right now surrounding wide receiver Jonathan Mingo. Yes, the young wideout who came to Dallas with so much promise left the game with what looked like a pretty scary knee injury, and ever since then fans, coaches, and even insiders are all asking the same question: just how bad is this now? If you watched that Ravens game, you know it was a physical matchup. Baltimore plays tough football, and the Cowboys were fighting to the very end, but somewhere in all of that battle, Mingo went down, and the way he grabbed his knee immediately had people worried. You never want to see a guy clutching at his knee, especially when it's a wide receiver whose entire game depends on quick cuts, bursts of speed, and explosive routes. I want to take you back to the moment because it really told the whole story. Mingo went up on a play, he came down awkwardly, and immediately you could see the pain on his face. Trainers rushed out to check on him, and he didn't look like he wanted to put any weight on that leg. When you see that on the field, you just know it's not something minor. The stadium got quiet, Cowboys Nation got nervous, and on the sideline you could see teammates huddling around him and encouraging him. Now hey race, where the real concern starts. The Cowboys medical staff are being very careful with this. They didn't just tape him up and let him go back, and they pulled him out for the rest of the game, and now everyone's waiting on the results of the MRI to know exactly how serious it is. But make no mistake, this is officially the biggest injury story coming out of that Ravens loss, because Jonathan Mingo wasn't just filling a role, he was growing into a huge piece of this offense. Let's talk about why this matters so much. Mingo came into Dallas as a strong physical receiver with size, speed, and a lot of upside. Fans were excited because he brought something different to the table. He's not just another body out there, he's someone who can win those contested catches, who can fight for extra yards after the grab, and who can give Dak Prescott another big reliable target when defenses are locking down CeeDee Lamb and Brandin Cooks. When you lose a player like that, it changes the way the offense flows. Think about it. Defenses already know that CeeDee Lamb is going to draw double coverage, and if Mingo is out for any length of time, that pressure doubles up even more. Now suddenly Brandin Cooks is facing tougher matchups. Michael Gallup has to step up, and guys like Jalen Tolbert are pushed into bigger roles. It throws off the balance that Mike McCarthy and Brian Schottenheimer were working so hard to create going into this season, and that's why this knee injury is such a big concern, because knees aren't just another bruise or ankle twist. Knees can change careers. Look around the league, we've seen guys go down with ACLs or MCLs, and sometimes they don't come back the same. I'm not saying that's what's happening here, but the reality is, until we know more, this is going to be the cloud hanging over the Cowboys this week. What really stings is the timing. Dallas just came off that loss to Baltimore, and you could feel that frustration in the locker room. Players were talking about execution, missed chances, and then on top of that, now you have to deal with potentially losing a guy who was supposed to be part of the solution to this offense. Finding more consistency, it's like taking 2 steps back when you were trying to move forward. I want to point something out though, because this is what makes Cowboys Nation special. The support Mingo has gotten in the last 24 hours is incredible. Fans flooding social media with encouragement, teammates calling him their brother, reporters saying the same thing. We're saying right now that his health is priority number one, and I love that about this team. When one guy goes down, the entire fan base rallies, because at the end of the day this is family, and no matter what happens, Mingo knows he's got millions of Cowboys fans behind him. Now hey race, the big question everyone is asking: what's next? What if Mingo has to miss significant time? Where do the Cowboys go from here? Well, the short answer is other guys are going to have to step up. This is the NFL. Injuries happen every single week, and the good teams find a way to adapt. So maybe that means we see more targets for Michael Gallup, maybe Jalen Tolbert gets a bigger chance, or maybe, just maybe, Jerry Jones has to look around at free agents or even potential trades to bring in some insurance, because make no mistake, Dallas cannot afford to take a step back at the wide receiver position. I also want you to think about how this impacts Dak Prescott. Dak is under the spotlight every single game and losing one of his developing weapons makes his job harder, but it also means he's got to elevate his play even more. This is where leadership comes, and this is where a quarterback proves he can carry the load when things get tough, and you better believe Dak knows that. Hey, race, another angle that's interesting. The Ravens' defense is no joke. They're one of the most physical units in football, and when you go up against them, injuries sometimes happen, but the fact that this happened to a younger player like Mingo is what makes it sting, because he was still in that phase of earning his trust in the system, and now that momentum could be slowed. But let me ask you, Cowboys Nation, what do you think is the best move if Mingo has to miss time? Should Dallas trust the guys already on the roster, or should Jerry Jones make a call and bring in another weapon? Drop your thoughts in the comments, because I want to hear what you'd do if you were running this team. Hey, race, the positive side though. Mingo is young, and young players usually bounce back quicker than veterans. So there is hope that this could be something minor, maybe just a sprain, maybe something that heals in a couple weeks. We don't know yet, and until those MRI results come out, all we can do is hope for the best. Either way, this injury should serve as a wake-up call for Dallas, because the margin of error is slim this season. The NFC is loaded. Teams like the Eagles, the 49ers, and even the Lions are coming strong, and if the Cowboys want to keep up, they cannot afford to lose their depth, especially in the passing game. So yes, Mingo's knee is the biggest concern right now, but it's also a reminder that this team has to be ready for adversity. Before I wrap up, let me just say this: no matter what the doctors say this week, Jonathan Mingo's story with the Cowboys is just getting started. This is a player with talent, drive, and toughness, and whether he's back next week, next month, or next season, I believe he's going to be a big part of Dallas' future. So Cowboys Nation, let's rally behind him, show him love in the comments, and remind him that this team, this fan base, and this city never gives up on its players. Alright, that's going to do it for today's update, but don't go anywhere, because Eve got even more breakdowns coming for you. We're going to be talking about roster moves, potential depth chart changes, and of course keeping you updated the second we know more about Mingo's knees. So if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button right now and turn on those notifications so you never miss a video, because I promise you we are going to stay on top of every single Cowboys headline. This is Alex thanking you for spending part of your day with me, and remember, Cowboys Nation, we ride together, win, lose, or draw, so let's keep that star shining bright. I'll see you in the next video.